What if everything you thought was a disadvantage was actually your greatest weapon? Most older men assume they're already losing the game when it comes to dating younger women. The age gap, the generational divide, the fact that your playlists, your childhood memories, and your life experiences are completely different. You've probably told yourself, she'd never go for a guy like me. And maybe, just maybe, you're completely wrong. Because what if I told you that you actually have access to a kind of sexual energy most younger men haven't even begun to understand? Not the kind that screams for attention or relies on flashy gimmicks, but the kind that quietly pulls her in and doesn't let her go. This isn't about pretending to be 25 again. It's about tapping into something far more powerful. It's about understanding what really makes younger women curious, what makes them lean in, what flips that invisible switch from polite interest to undeniable magnetic attraction. Let's break it down. 1. Your calm is more seductive than you think. Younger women are used to chaos, emotionally unstable exes, guys who fall hard and vanish faster, men who chase recklessly and burn out in weeks. Then you enter the picture with your measured tone, steady gaze, and unshakable vibe. When you speak, there's a pause, a moment to think, a moment to feel. Nothing rattles you, and that's not boring. That's mature danger. To her, you're the calm in a storm, the fireplace in a room full of sparklers. She senses it when you don't rise to the bait, when you just lean back and listen. And something in her shifts. It's not just attraction, it's trust, safety, mystery. And that mix, it's intoxicating. 2, you don't try to prove anything, and that drives her wild. You've outgrown the phase of needing to be the loudest in the room. You're not showing off your car, your watch, or your bank account. And you don't need to dominate the conversation just to feel important. That quiet confidence? She feels it before you even say a word. When you let her speak without interrupting, when you don't feel the urge to correct or one-up her, when you treat her as an equal, not a conquest, it makes her wonder, what does he know that younger guys don't? And even more dangerously, why do I want him to notice me so badly? On a 3, you signal experience, not ego. It's not your age that makes you attractive. It's what your age has taught you. You've seen the world. You've made mistakes. You've learned how to handle messy situations without panicking. And when you speak about it, not to brag, but just to share, it's sexy. You touch slower. Speak with intention. You're not rushing to get to the next thing. You're fully present. That presence, that control, that's the mark of a man who knows exactly what he's doing. And she feels it in every word, every pause, every touch. You create sexual tension by doing less. Most guys think attraction is about doing. Flashy outfits, clever lines, big moves. But you hold eye contact just a few seconds longer than expected. You let silence hang in the air, not out of awkwardness, but confidence. You don't try to fill every gap. You let her wonder. Wonder what you're thinking. Wonder how you see her. Wonder what it would feel like to be close to you. And that wonder builds tension. Not the cheap kind, the real kind. The kind that lingers in her mind long after she's walked away. 5, you flirt with depth, not distraction. You don't ask about her favorite color. You ask about the thoughts she's never spoken aloud. You don't say, you're hot. You say, there's something in your eyes when you talk about things you care about. I noticed it the second you started telling that story. That kind of attention, it hits different. It bypasses her surface-level filters and goes straight to her nervous system. It tells her, I see you. And when a woman feels truly seen by a man who isn't trying to rush her into bed, that's when she starts to really imagine what being with you would feel like. 6, you're willing to walk away, and that creates desire. Here's something only time can teach. Not every connection is meant to be pursued. And when you carry that truth in your energy, it shows. You don't chase. You don't cling. You're not desperate for her validation. If something feels off, you're okay letting go. And that unspoken confidence, that sense that you value your own time and peace, it creates a pressure she can't quite name, a tension that makes her want to prove herself to you. Because if you're willing to walk away, then being in your world must be something worth earning. 7, you lead without controlling. You don't bark orders. You don't demand obedience. You lead. You plan the date. You choose the place. You open the door, not because you need to dominate, but because you want to take care of her. And that's the difference. When you move like a man who knows what he wants, but doesn't need to shout about it, it awakens something primal. She relaxes, she softens, she follows your lead because it feels safe, exciting, and most importantly, effortless. So the question isn't whether younger women find older men attractive. The real question is, what kind of energy are you bringing into the room? Are you trying to perform? Or are you calmly owning the space you're already in? Because when you understand these 7 truths, when you stop trying to be someone else and fully step into the man you've become, that's when everything changes. Suddenly, she's not just noticing you, she's drawn to you. She's intrigued by you. She's imagining you. Not for what you could be, but for exactly who you already are. And now, I'll leave you with this. In a world full of noise, subtlety is becoming the new sexy. It's not about chasing harder. It's about standing still, confidently, and letting her come closer. Because the man who doesn't need to convince anyone often ends up being the one everyone wants. So are you that man? Or are you still trying to be one?